fully potato. I have learned what that means. I am fully potato today. Hi, my name is Tonya Wilson-Brown, and I am Stage West's grant writer. How did I get into this field? Well, I have a background in theater, but I decided to finish my degree in nonprofit management. During that time, I did a lot of grant writing for internships, and it just kind of happened after I finished my degree that I called Dana, and I started writing grants for Stage West. And the rest is history. My favorite thing about being a grant writer, specifically for this theater, is that I know that this job really helps the people that work at the theater. Kind of providing a slight, tiny bit of the stability financially by staying on top of writing grants. Being a grant writer, you have to be very, very patient, and that is not something I am. But I have learned to be that way. It's just some grants can be more tedious than others. When you're a person that is used to hopping around from one thing to another, then you have to slow down to get it done. I think that's probably the thing I don't look forward to the most. If my job was an animal, it would probably be a turtle. You know, slow and steady wins the race type of thing for you to see results. Do your research on what makes a grant a really, really great grant. If I had any advice for someone trying to be a grant writer, I would say you can go to school for it, or you can dig in, get a lot of books, foundation directory books, and see what it's about. One thing about me that people may not know is before I did finish my degree, I was an esthetician for a while. So I waxed people for a living for a little bit, but there were certain waxes that I did not like to do. You can guess what those waxes were. My favorite show I've ever seen, John Leguizamo, Ghetto Clown. He is just so energetic, and he is so genuine in his work. And so I saw him live at the Magnolia Theater in Dallas. Whether you want to go on a ride with him or not, like literally you do, because there's no choice when you're in the seat to follow him. Every move he makes, so full of energy, and he's a genuine person too, which makes it better. My favorite production I've ever been a part of was that partnership with, I think it was the Fort Worth Community Arts Center, Death of a Salesman. It was such an iconic production. Death of a Salesman has been done so many times. But then you have Jerry Russell and you have Judy Keith, who, by the way, were just fantastic together on stage. I think that's something that people miss, that relationship. And in those two roles, just to be there to witness it was just awesome. Rob Bosquez directed it. He called me on the phone. I had a teeny tiny part. I was Jenny. I was the secretary that Willie Loman pinches her hiney when she's when she's exiting the room. I mean, it was a tiny, tiny part, but it was such a cool thing to be a part of. I have a few favorite memories working at Stage West. One would be all the efforts we would put into Acting with the Stars. I was thinking about this the other day. Every time Acting with the Stars came around, it was all hands on deck, and it was so stressful but fun. You would just kind of like barrel through it, and then after, huge sense of relief. You know, you would go out, you would be exhausted the next day, take the day. But it was just a really fun event and something that everybody at the theater had to come together and do. My favorite color is red. Both of my sons love red. My littlest is 2, so I can't really tell, but my oldest loves red. My favorite animal is a koala bear. I don't know what would actually happen if I came in contact with a koala bear, but I do like the idea of koala bears. My favorite number is 8. Solid. My favorite dessert would be probably actually green tea ice cream. I know that's an odd dessert to have, you know, as a favorite dessert, but I really like it. So I was thinking about what food I would have for the rest of my life if there was like only one that I had access to, and that would be either Thai food or Italian food. So if I could merge those two together and have like a Thai-Italian the rest of my life, that would be great. I am on the Aries-Pisces cusp. A little bit of both. I always say Aries if I have to, but I am on that cusp.
Always choose Aries.
Yes, always choose Aries. Fire sign.
Fire sign.
Yeah.
That's why I love Tonya the most.
We're just so excited that you have been taking a part in our virtual programming. The biggest thing I have to remind myself is this is temporary and we'll get through it. And everybody at the theater will be so excited to have you back when all of this is blown over.